Hello, everyone. I'm 18 Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. It was a really nice weekend across the area. Sunday was probably the better day of the weekend because we had more sunshine. The winds were pretty light overall, and temperatures for many areas getting into the low to mid 50s. But unfortunately, as we head into Thanksgiving week, we're going to be seeing an active weather pattern take over. We're looking at a chance for rain today, especially later in the day into Tuesday. Tuesday night into Wednesday, we will have some snow in the forecast, and then we're going to be turning colder starting Tuesday night and going through the rest of the extended forecast. But in particular, Tuesday night through Thursday, we are going to be dealing with some blustery to windy conditions, which we'll talk about here in a second. So big picture this morning, high pressure to our south and east will give us a little bit of a south wind today. This area, low pressure, and this trough extending to the northeast, combined with this cold front coming in from the northwest, that will fuel our chance for some showers later today and into tonight as well as Tuesday. But this low pressure you see out here by northwestern Montana, northern Idaho, northwest of Billings, that's coming in here tomorrow into Wednesday morning, and that brings in the colder air, the strong winds, and also that chance for some snow in our area as well. Looking at the wind forecast here today and tomorrow, though, not too bad. Generally about 10 miles per hour or less, but it starts to pick up tomorrow night and into Wednesday. As you see here, northwest wind 15 to 30 miles an hour. We could have gusts up to 40 miles an hour. Can't even rule out maybe an isolated gust up to 45 miles per hour. Now, technically 45 miles per hour would be meeting advisory threshold, but you have to have that over at least several hours, and I think that we're going to end up staying likely below advisory threshold, but certainly something to kind of monitor as we get into Tuesday night and Wednesday, because if we do have that snow falling, that is going to lead to some blowing snow and reduced visibility. So let's get to future track here. So we could see some sprinkles and drizzle around midday today. The better chance for rain is going to be during the afternoon hours and into tonight. A lot of the data is suggesting that areas south and east of the Chippewa River have the best chance for seeing the rain during the day today. Though if you're to the northwest, not totally immune from those rain chances, but your odds are a little bit lower. And then tonight, it's about a 60% coverage across the area at some point during the night that we'll have the rain around. Again, there will be breaks from time to time. We'll have more showers around throughout the day on Tuesday, again, with breaks. Now, we could start to see by mid to late afternoon, maybe turning cold enough where it changes over a little bit to that snow around Rice Lake, Chautauqua, and Turtle Lake. But I really think it's going to be after sunset. Between then and about 9 o'clock is when we're going to see that changeover gradually take over. You can see here on Future Check at 8:30, that rain snow line is from about Abbotsford to Stanley to Eau Claire down to Durand. And then everybody should see snow at some point after about 10 or 11 p.m. going through the overnight hours into Wednesday morning. Now, by Wednesday morning, around mid to late morning, the snow would roughly be from about Highway 27 east, but then coming to an end completely in our area by the afternoon. Though up here to the north and east, they could be dealing with a pretty good lake effect snow event for places like Hurley, Ironwood, over into Ontonagon, Michigan. So if you're traveling there, you're going to be getting some very heavy snow with the system that's going to be bringing this potential snow to our area, and of course the lake effect snow as well. So of course, keep that in mind. So here's another look at future track. This is the HRRR model, and again, showers around mainly across the southeastern parts of the area during the day today. And it kind of stays there even into tonight, though it does try to kind of build back to the northwest a little bit. And we'll maintain this route through the overnight hours into Tuesday morning. Now, with temperatures remaining well above freezing here through mid-afternoon on Tuesday, I don't expect any travel issues because the rain's not going to be all that heavy either. So that is definitely some good news, just some wet roadways. But this run of future track, the HRRR, doesn't have that rain snow line coming in until later in the evening into the overnight hours. And overall, snow intensity a little bit on the lighter side. So something to kind of watch. And there's also been a little bit of a southerly shift in the track of this system, which could end up maybe bringing a little bit more snow into our area. But there's still several factors that kind of play into this whole thing. So we'll kind of talk about that here and we'll keep you updated as well. So looking at the snowfall probability map, this is from the Weather Prediction Center, and this is the probability of at least 2 inches of snow. So the areas in the lighter shade of blue, that's about a 60 to 70% chance. Those chances decrease as you go south of Eau Claire down to about 20 to 30%. The highest probability is along and north of Highway 8, where you're looking at about a 70 to 80% chance. When you look at 4 inches, Now you're talking about right around Durand, Eau Claire to Abbotsford. It's about a 5% chance or less, so not likely. But even up around Rice Lake and Ladysmith here, as you can see, you're talking about roughly 40 to 50%. And then looking at 6 inches, you can see even up around the Highway 8 corridor, it's about a 10 to 20% chance. So not very likely. So there's still some changes to this forecast, but this is my initial snowfall map that I am thinking with this system. And again, this is from Tuesday evening through Wednesday morning. Looking at a trace to 1 inch for the areas in light blue, 1 to 2 north of 94 and 29 roughly, and then 2 to 6 for the areas here in the darker shade of blue. Though if you're in like Ladysmith to Rice Lake, Cumberland, over to about Frederick and Luck and Polk County, you're probably closer to the lower end of that 2 to 6 inch range. Probably 2 to 3 is my thinking. And much heavier totals up to the north, where there is actually a winter storm watch in place for the UP of Michigan, south shore of Lake Superior, back into central and northern Minnesota. There we could see 4 to 8 inches of snow, but this area in purple with the lake effect, some spots could see over a foot of snow. And if you're around Hurley and Ironwood, possibly 2 feet of snow. So a lot of snow up to our north. So that's why the travel impacts are going to be much worse up to our north. So when you look at this map here, this is the winter impacts or the winter storm severity index. Most of the area, it's in the slick spots category, a couple patchy areas of yellow indicating maybe some covered roads. So again, Tuesday night through Wednesday, with the impacts of the rain changing to snow, and along with that, those increasing winds as well. And the confidence is medium, but it's higher as you go north, mainly north of Highway 8. So with all that being said, here's kind of a breakdown. Chance of rain from this afternoon through Tuesday. Rain changes to snow Tuesday evening, lasting through Wednesday morning. Those gusty winds developing Tuesday night into Wednesday. Travel impacts, higher chance Tuesday night into Wednesday. And again, there's still going to be some changes to this forecast, especially regarding to how much snow we could see. But even if we, didn't have, how much snow, if we're not going to see much, which doesn't look to be the case, even with only getting an inch or two, potentially, those gusty northwest winds, and with it being Thanksgiving week, a busy travel week, we are going to have some travel impacts to some degree. So please keep that in mind if you are going to be traveling. And on top of all that, with the jet stream pattern going to more of a northwesterly flow as we get this dip in the jet stream, colder air is going to be with us here starting on Tuesday night into Wednesday, and likely going to continue not only through the rest of the extended forecast, but as we go into early next week too, we're going to likely stay below average. You can see that dip in the jet stream all the way down to the southern parts of the U.S. So this weather pattern of the cold and could even still be active even after this latest system as well. It's going to be with us here for quite some time. Now, there is a chance I have in the forecast for maybe a little snow to return by the weekend, but we're going to worry about that once we get this early to midweek system out of the area.